The kingdom of Israel, that's the name that it had in the north. The kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Judah. The kingdom of Israel was very weak, militarily, very weak. There was no food. People were sick, they were starving. And so Elisha had prophesied that that problem was going to come to an end. The situation was so hard, so difficult, so complex that people say there is no way that this problem is going to disappear. And if it will, it's going to happen in many days. And yet Elisha in verse 1 prophesied that tomorrow by this time this problem is going to be over. The king looked around and said, no way. They didn't believe because the issue was too complicated. While people were talking in the palace, the king, the priests, the prophets, we have the main characters of this story. Please come with me to the third verse in the chapter, verse 3. While this is going on, now there were 4 men with leprosy. Where were they? They were at the entrance of the city gate. You have heard many times from preachers, you have read many times in your books, that leprosy was a very, what's the word? Contagious disease. Well, only contagious because people that had leprosy, because of the danger of contaminating other people, they had to stay away from family and from friends. But they were outcasts. Not only that, when people had leprosy, they thought, and almost everyone thought that that was a punishment of God. So not only people were sick, they also felt guilty. So they were not close to their friends. Even in normal times, when everything was okay, lepers had a very difficult life. Now imagine in this particular situation. Those were not normal times. There's no food. The little food that was still in the city was given by rations. Do you think that those in charge of distributing the food had lepers in their role, in the list? No way. Most likely not even the family remembered them. So they were not inside of the city. But also, the enemies were surrounding the city, and those lepers, they were at the entrance of the city gate. They were not allowed to go in. And they were starving like everybody else. So they said, what are you going to do? If we go into the city, people will run away from us, and they will not give us food. And they were hungry. They said, we could probably go to the enemy, to the army of the Syrians, and ask for food. If we go to the city, we have 2 possibilities. We die or we die. If we go to the enemies, we might die or they might give us food. So we have nothing to lose. My friends, by the way, there is nothing so dangerous in life as someone who has nothing to lose. See, if you ever find one of those people that have nothing to lose in life and they slap you, run away. Just bless them and go. They have nothing to lose. And those people said, it's like for them, it's whatever. So those lepers were like this. They had nothing else to lose. They had lost everything. Family was gone, wives were gone, children, jobs, everything was gone. So they had nothing to lose. And so, verse 4 reads, if we say, we'll go into the city, the family is there, and we will die. But if we stay here, we will die. So let's go over to the camp of the Syrians and surrender. If they spare us, we live. If they kill us, then we die. See, they have nothing to lose. Maybe they can spare us. If they kill us, we're going to die anyway. So they decided to go to the camp of the Syrians. And very early in the morning, they got up and went to the camp of Syrians. When they reached the edge of the camp, surprise, no man was there. Why? For the Lord had caused the Syrians to hear the sound of chariots and horses and a great army. So they said to one another, Syrians, look, the king of Israel has hired the Hittite and Egyptian kings to attack us. So they got up and fled in the dust and abandoned their tents and their horses and donkeys. They left the camp as it was and ran for their lives. The enemies heard a strong noise and they thought, oh, a stronger army is going to attack us. They were in such a hurry that they even forgot their horses. Can you imagine? That's how afraid, that's how scared they were. Remember the context. Prophet Elisha had prophesied that the siege was going to be over. Humanly speaking, the king and everybody else said, there is no way. How can that big problem disappear overnight? Now, they were right. It was not possible for that big challenge to go just like that.